Bum 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 bum. Okay. Hello? Getting situated. I'm getting situated. DMCA. Please, DMCA gods. Don't do it. Okie doke. Let's see here. Doing some hanging out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Working on some Destiny 2 raid builds because that's the rule. I no idea. But we are gonna figure out some build options here. I'm probably gonna make, let's see. I want to make the full Warmind build work with either the chest or the boots. Like pure support build. That's how I like to play in these situations, even though it depends on the encounter if it allows us to even do that. Hello, Gorex, sir. How are ya? It's Friday, innit? What are you up to? All right. All right, all right, all right.
Hi there.
Infusion materials on the horizon. Okay. So, we're just gonna hang out here real quick. I'm gonna vault a few things. Worry about weapons secondarily. Worry about the DPS stuff or the armor stuff first. Okay, let's get some armor stuff moved over here. We don't need those right now. Why is everyone in Borealis? Why does everyone in Borealis talk like Ben? Pretty sure Ben talks like everyone in Borealis. He ripped them off. Yeah. And I think Ben didn't have that accent first. He actually stole it. Yeah, he stole it. Gorek. Yep. Yeah. Poor guy. All right, I have 2 chests for infusion fodder depending on elemental resistances. It'll change my stats a bit, but that's not really a big deal. So un-British of him? What are you talking about? Not even un-British at all. All he wants to do is colonize. Oh no. All right, well, let's move let's move some armor pieces out of the inventory for now, and we'll sort of go piece by piece. So I know I need to have these involved in some way, shape, or form. Gotta get the Lunafactions in play here. I do not need this chest piece. Or this one, which is the PvP chest piece, I believe. So put that away. Need to infuse up these other 2 Phoenix protocols. Because I already have 1 leveled up. And then depending on a bit of a huge disparity in stats between these 2. My goodness. This one rolled freaking 80. This one's 73. This one's 74. But you can only put resistance mods that match the element. So we'll just infuse these both up with some infusion fodder pieces. Let's also organize these and okay. So okay. We'll just unmod everything for now too. Since the plan will be to be able to put the 2 resist mods in, but then if I swap out chest for boots, any of these will be beneficial to put on. And then I kind of want to keep this build, this chest piece, because it rolled kind of well. That would be 74 stats, but meh. I'll get plenty of other good rolls. I don't want to use my pinnacle one to lock it into an exotic. This was a upgrade for that slot, so I'm going to leave that. I could go farm some public events for blues, but I've got so many pieces of armor just sitting in my inventory. I don't need to worry about it. Alright, let's make sure they all have the awesome looking exotic, what's it called? I can't. Oh my god, ornament. Okay. So let's say, for example, we're wearing, if it's void damage going on. Void damage going on. We're going to take off. The other pieces won't matter as much. Depends on the Warmind mods we're using. We're not going to use this head most likely. This helm is already pretty kitted for a very specific build. So we'll put this hat on. I've got some other hats that I can look at to work on. But we're just going to unmod everything to start off with. Yes, again, this Wild Hunt set is a very different set of armor for a very specific role. So we'll not work on that right now. That's only a 60 roll. That's the 66 roll boots. Might use those. We just need to infuse them. Hello, Yashi. Any word on transmog release yet? I think wasn't the official statement on transmog in the game is sometime during year 4 of the game, and we're currently in year 4. So anytime between now and next year this time. I don't think we have a guaranteed locked date or anything just yet. Within a year from last week, I guess, yeah. Yep. These are unmodded. They're also only void. That may cause an issue. Because the void Warmind ones, like Warmind's protection, I'm going to be using Warmind's longevity and cellular suppression are all very important. Global reach is agnostic, so that might be what I put. I don't know, maybe not. Global reach could go on the boots, but then I basically need to make it so that the 2 exotic pieces I'm using don't conflict. So maybe I just global reach. I'm sort of jumping ahead of myself here because there's certain mods that I have to sort of account for before we get sort of into the build crafting. But you can only wear 1 exotic armor piece. So if I have on a Phoenix Protocol or the boots, that keeps my global reach. And this is obviously not entirely necessary to do this way beforehand, but I want to have my 2 to 3 or so builds sorted before tomorrow so that I can spend more time focusing on like strat discussion and not sitting here fadoodle daddling with my gear. So that's what we'll do. Hi, Rose. So we do global reach on the chest and global reach on the boots, so it'll always be there. But it looks like I'm also going to need to wear 3 pieces of void armor. I don't think I'll need to grasp of the Warmind, but maybe? Because we have 4 other slots, right? So I'm going to want Power of Rasputin. That's 1. We're going to want Cellular Suppression. That's 2. We're going to want Warmind's Protection. That's 3. And then we're going to want Warmind's Longevity. That's 4. That's pretty much the whole build. This is like the defensive Warmind cell build. So it's 4 void pieces of gear. Okay. So, let's see. $60 stat roll, 61 stat roll. Looking through my saved pieces of gear in the bank. 65er? That could be it. That could be it. 61, 64. I could use my Solstice boots. They rolled 67. I have to change the element. Might be the play, but the discipline stat is hilariously low. I definitely want max discipline on this build, I think. Let's check gloves first, because I'll probably just use the gloves I normally use. These. So again, we'll unmod. The weird thing about this build is that this is going to be the incredibly group-oriented, because I'm not going to have any mods that really help myself, right? Because all these mods, Warmind cells you create last longer. You take reduced damage from enemies that are near Warmind cells. You'll gain bonus to weapon damage against enemies that are near Warmind cells. And damaging a Warmind cell will create a burst of suppressing void energy. And additionally, you will deal less damage to Warmind cells. This allows you to actually hit them and not blow them up so that they just pulse that disorient effect. So this is all very much, all 4 of these are for group play. And Global Reach, which is on either of the exotics I'm wearing, makes it so that they're a wider range. The only thing about this build that might have to be amalgamated on the fly is figuring out Grasp of the Warmind, because this allows you to pick up Warmind cells and throw them at targets. This might be for a boss that allows you to move a Warmind cell to the boss, which probably means I'll take off Cellular Suppression if it doesn't really matter for the boss encounter itself. And doing more damage to the boss will matter, because I don't want to pick up my Warmind cell and throw it to allow us to gain more damage to enemies that are near the Warmind cell itself. Also allowing it to last longer for damage and allowing the boss to be debuffed. So this is like the interchangeable one. This suppression one is very specific to controlling ads, if that is a part of an encounter that is very important, versus dealing damage to a boss in particular. And from the triumphs in the game, there are 4 encounters or boss fights in the raid tomorrow. So like 1 extra boss bigger than a raid lair. So 1 final boss and then some assortment of bosses and or encounters on the 3 leading up to it. With, I'm not sure if there's any event style stuff also within there. Not sure. Not sure. Then we'll go here. But also, this build, talking out loud, helping myself, this one won't run Protective Light for me. So that it doesn't run Protective Light for me, I have to be a little more careful to not get hit by Big Yeetus, because I will still take good damage. But if I'm debuffing targets and crowd controlling things, primarily, then hopefully I won't need to have Protective Light running. And also this chest piece situation here will always most likely be 2 resist mods if the boss is primarily void, or if the boss is solar, or if the boss is arc. And that will be how you swap around these chest pieces, but they'll all be modded essentially identically. Which, to be honest, depending on if I even need reserves, 1 resist and a reserve, or both resistances, or 1 arc, one elemental resist and one long range resist or AoE resistance mod will definitely help. And then most likely you'll just probably have a discipline mod in any of these. Grenade cooldown for this spec is going to be very important. Throwing out healing grenades will be very, very big indeed. Yeah. What's up, Ben? Fancy a cuppa naturally. All right, so that means it's 1 exotic and 4 pieces of void armor. So I could just repurpose my standard boots again. So we'll look at repurposing for now. Okay. And we'll see where our stats are at if I just repurpose pieces. And then a void bond is fine. All right. So we're 50 off max discipline. Recovery is pretty good. I actually put a 5 in resilience to go to 50 because also stacking resilience will be very beneficial for tomorrow. I have a bit... I mean, I guess 50 mobility is fine. Normally I only like to have 3 or 4. I feel like I want the other stats there. We could also max out our intellect stat. That could be a potential. But intellect maxing does take quite a bit more. So boots swap to these. Global reach swaps from here, meaning I need to have a backup void chest piece, which would be this one. Just leave that there because that's what's going to be there. Not a big deal. So what if we swap those now? Yeah, big discipline change because this chest is just loaded. Even though it's off by 11, so that requires 15 points to overcap instead of an easy 10 rather. So that's just how it goes. Lose a lot of resilience when I go to this one. This just depends on if the boss is far away and damage phase comes in a short burst. These boots will be the course of action here. Lunafactions gives lots of reload speed. Otherwise, we'll just be wearing Phoenix Protocol. So this allows us to, when we cast our Well of Radiance, which is our big damage buff / heal, kills and assist that I make while standing in the Well of Radiance returns super energy. So assists also mean that if I'm shooting stuff that no one else kills, also gives me super energy back too. Get about half your super energy back every single time you cast Well of Radiance. So it allows you to have more uptime on Well of Radiance over the course of the encounter. So the bond never changing. This is an easy one. We'll probably put either the cheapest or most expensive thing goes in the bond. Because then we got to look at finishers. And I was actually really wondering if I should look into Spoils of War and respec my artifact again. It would ruin my Abyssal Charge build that I was making the other day, but that's not working too good. Because I kind of want to run Pyretic Embrace. I can't. Can't run both, because they're both class items. I just realized that. This would be 10 energy, meaning I could not run the full Warmind build. But it also doesn't... If there's champions in the raid, this might be easier to run on someone else than me. So it makes me wonder if I should respec to grab Pyretic Embrace, though. This allows me, when I use my well, to fully heal myself and give me a full overshield immediately when I cast it, which could be very useful. I wonder how Berserker works with Well of Radiance as well. I wonder if I should just go test that real quick. Because if I well and get kills in the well... When the well ends, do I still gain Berserker? Because that actually might be huge. But I basically need to take off Abyssal Charge. This is an interesting one too, Thermal Blooming. You have to get rapidly defeating enemies with your solar or stasis melee attacks. I don't know how much punching we're going to be doing in the raid. Because we're 20 light under the encounter meeting, we are attacking swords. Roughly everything does 20% more damage, and we take 20% more damage. But that's not entirely accurate. There's some weird scaling curve in Destiny 2 that if you're 10 or more under, it's a pretty big difference. If you're 30 or more under the power, it's a very big difference. This just skirts that line at 20%. And then if you're within 9, you're within the delta of the target, meaning that they're no longer a sword to you, but you're still underpowered. And if you're even, then your damage and mitigations are totally zeroed out. And then if you are up to 50 power over, then you are doing additional damage and receiving less from those targets. But I wonder if I want to look through my multitude of options in my bank here. This helm I actually just got this season as well is also pretty good. It's a way I can drop some mobility. Dropping mobility for recovery. And intellect. Losing everything else. Maybe what else we got? What else we got in the helm department in the good old stash? I'm not going to use the new Mog. Ben, not on this build. Not on this build. So I more or less I want a helmet that only has 8 mobility. No. Yeah, I want 3 less mobility once masterworked, or even 13 less. Literally a helm with no mobility on it would also be fine. What do we got options wise? We got one with 8, 11, 8 with a masterwork, and also already void. That could be the contender. Big intellect. That might be the helm to just bring out right now and max. 14, too much. 6. 6 could do it, but no discipline. 6, good discipline. Okay, int. Let's see. What else we got in the stash here? 61. 63, 60, 61, 62. I don't know why I'm keeping a 59 roll. There's the 66 stat roll from last season. It's all strength, though. Not interested in the strength. Oh, here's one. Here's a helmet with 2 mobility. A whole dose mobility. Ooh, this Great Hunt helm might be the ticket. What the heck? This mask of the right... What the heck is this hat? 29 discipline? What? That might be the play, actually. Could use a very balanced hat that has 64 stats, and every single one of them is either 8 or 12. I think I might. I think this is the winner. I think this is the winner right here. Putting that on. Yeah, so I'll lose a little of the mobility that I'm looking for. That puts me up a tier in discipline, and even it lowers me in int just a little bit, but it'll come back. I think this might be the hat. This might be the play. I gotta change its affinity, however. There's a lot of other Warmind cells, but this is not a offensive Warmind build. This is the defensive Warmind build, so I think this is the hat. Because this puts me at 65 discipline, which means I can put a 5er somewhere to go to 270, and then I'm 30 away, which I can easily slot in to go to 100. So we'll change this to void, and we'll masterwork it. because I have lots of materials that we farmed up last season, last expansion. Okay, and because this is the hat that that recovery went away. That hurts. But you can't always get all the stats, so we'll just do that for now. Even though I think that might go in the bond. Let's look. You just got 2 boxes full of Reese's bars? What are Reese's bars? And what the heck did Jay change his name? Also, can we like get Jay together here? Can we do a raid tonight to test some things? We do like a last wish or a garden to get prepped for tomorrow. That would be real good. I'm actually gonna at the channel. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. All right, sent out the ats in Discord here. So, what if we do the most expensive, well, one of the most expensive down here. We'll probably have room. Yeah, I do want to know if I should test Berserker, because that might help me a little bit. Additionally, I'll probably run Special Finisher, because I may or may not be a bit of a energy battery. It only gives me 3 points. So this might be a full discipline mod down here, and then Special Finisher. And neither of these will really matter. If there are champions, this works just fine, I guess, but yeah. A Reese's nut bar? I need a picture, Gorek. I mean, I bought Reese's peanut butter cups today when I went out grocery shopping, but I don't know what a Reese's nut bar is. All right, so that's suppression. Let's see. Boots are going to be scavengers. This build is primarily going to be a SMG, a Wither Horde, and either a grenade launcher, rocket launcher, something a little fire and forget oriented. Could use a machine gun as well. Could use a sword. Could even use Lumina. But this build is all about spawning Warmind cells, so the build will probably look a little bit like this. If I can find my SMG. Just leave the sword on because we don't know what kind of boss the boss fight's going to be. So, but if anything, I might go with the saw as well, which needs an infusion fodder piece, and probably just need to masterwork it. To spawn Warmind cells, you have to use certain weapons. Certain weapons are your... This is my ad clearing gun, basically. It does lock me to double arc, which of course depends. Double arc depends on the type of encounters, or if there are any shields. This may have to be adjusted. But Where's my... That's the rocket launcher I'm keeping. This one is poo. I had another... junk weapon that I could use as an infusion. Oh, right here. Yeah, what we got here going? What's going on here? I don't know if I don't know if those are around me. I think I've seen those before, Gorek, but I don't know. I don't know if I A, have ever had one, or B, if I've ever seen one around me here. Huh. I don't know. Now let's just put this above the 1230 mark. I need to go buy upgrade modules. Of course I do. I'm not a huge candy bar fan, realistically. I have little pieces of chocolate here and there. Little piece of Mounds bar, little Three Musketeers chunk, something like that. But I don't usually have a lot of candy bar action. Piece of dark chocolate here or there, maybe, but nothing too crazy beyond that. It does hurt me that I'm putting it 2 away from cap, but I might not really use this thing much more than this. Also, it depends on if I need backup mag or if I'm not hitting hard enough. Backup mag just gives it a lot of extra bullets. This may be a minor spec situation going on here to help chew through red bar ads efficiently, quickly. So, but we've got 2 Icalos weapon. Well, we got a 7th Seraph weapon and an Icalos weapon, which will both spawn Warmind cells. And then if you use Wither Horde and throw Wither Horde out there and then swap back to an Icalos weapon, it'll also spawn Warmind cells when things die to the dot from this. So that's sort of the extent of the build. That's how this this works. But all right, so we got that sorted. Where are we at? Down here. They have suppression on. Let's see. We could run an extra grenade launcher scavenger just to be safe with the Wither Horde. We could run a machine gun scavenger. Make sure we're picking up ammo for both of our big hitting weapons there. We've got a lot of energy open on the boots here. We're gonna go with the discipline mod. And I guess, yeah, we'll just put the Warmind's protection on these. There's protection. So we've got the suppression explosion. We've got the things around the Warmind cell do less damage. We've got them being larger. Last 2 big ones here. They're both 4, so it really doesn't matter which one goes where. Oh, no, wait. That's already on. Oh, Warmind's longevity duration. Gloves usually are a little contested, so let's... Machine gun loader is pretty good. The bolstering detonation, also pretty good. I might see about putting the machine gun loader here, because reloading the machine gun is going to be a pain in the butt. Also potential to put the SMG loader there as well. This also frees up if there's any anti-barrier potentially, which I highly doubt. Go put our grenade launcher loader there, but normally you're not reloading Wither Horde directly. You're firing and forgetting and swapping to it and swapping it back to it when it reloads itself. So this gives me either the minor discipline mod to take me to 90, which I think that looks right. Because then the hat gets 100, and then power of Rasputin, I believe. And that's all 4. Power of Rasputin, longevity, global reach, Warmind's protection, and cellular suppression. Those are all 4 of the mods. And we're at 100 discipline, which gives us the lowest base cooldown of our grenade before we do anything else with the spec. This is also when we're going to be running solar grenades, healing rift. We're going to be running well of radiance. So we have divine protection, which allows our grenades to be turned into a heal drop over shield, as well as the benevolent dawn, which is whenever you heal or empower allies, I gain grenade, melee, and rift energy. So whenever I'm healing someone else, whenever they touch the rift, whenever they hit the healing grenade, whenever they're in the well, it will reduce the cooldown of all my core abilities here. My class ability, grenade, and melee. But also, if the grenade is the lowest possible, they'll fly back up really quickly. So this is 32 seconds base recharge now. Hit tier 6 here. It's about a 4-minute cooldown just about. On the super, that's obviously far less because of the aforementioned cooldown reductions. Those are all the mods. You got 3 power left in the hat. Probably gotta be the machine gun scavenger, I'm assuming. It depends. It depends on what we're using more of. If I'm using my Witherhorde more or the saw more. So this really just comes down to it. If there's a lot of really tanky ads and I'm chewing through them with my actual LMG, need to have a machine gun finder on there, which again will sync up with the scavenger we have on our boots. So that's the helm taken care of. That 1 away from recovery and 2 away from resilience stat is a little bit annoying, but 1% more shields and 3% faster regen start isn't really a huge deal. So the chest piece is just reserves or damage resistances, which again, will probably not be reserves. They'll probably most likely be just DRs. So it'll be like this and this, for example. If things are doing AoE damage and they're also void, you do 2 things against them. Same thing if they're, if they're solar, AoE damage. So not really utilizing a lot of the power on the chest piece, but this allows me to be able to better swap between the 2 possible exotics with the build. Not even a charge with light build whatsoever. This is just purely a defensive option. To spawn Warmind cells, we'll jump into some stuff that I can shooty shoot to show what it does. Spawn Warmind cells, gain bonus damage when things are near Warmind cells, suppress things that are nearby Warmind cells, and allow them to last way longer with a wider range. Since you cannot suppress bosses normally in big mobs, you will be able to at least make their damage reduction be a thing. And then if it's something that I'm not, if I can't suppress anything anymore, if I'm not able to, in this regard, this when it comes down to putting on grass with a Warmind, picking up my Warmind cells and throwing them at things that you want to do more damage to. So that's the trade-off that you would do with this build, is just change out this suppression for grasp. Now let's look on the transmog here. Gotta unify the transmog. When we're starting with the chest piece, right? The Phoenix Protocol. That's where it's all sort of. This is the base version. Don't like it. It's all weird and wiry. The Phoenix version is so much better. Let's see what kind of color palettes we've got just sitting here in my bag. I really like Gift of the Nine because it just looks good all the time. Got some new shaders here though. Where does that blue come from? I mean, yeah. Why does Mercury Vex... that shades really well with Mercury Vex Chrome. Good gracious. That actually is kind of cool too. The standard Metro Shift coming in clutch. Actually, what the heck? That orange actually looks really good. And that doesn't even have any orange in the swatch. Because, reasons. I kind of want something with some brightness to it. Oh, yeah, did they fix this whole thing when I go in and look at a shader now when I come out? They did not fix it. I kind of want some brightness. Something. Not that purple. That's a little much. Let's see. You never really know what things look like until you actually preview it, of course. No, it's very muted. This is super obnoxious that it keeps resetting. I'm going back to that ruin wreath. I don't know. I kind of like that orange, the light orange, the white. I gotta fix the rest of the armor to match the chest piece, but I'm kind of digging that orange. I don't know where it's coming from. This is like a dirty brown black. This is like a bluish gray. This is obviously a gray, and this is like a red, a hot pinkish kind of color. But I guess it's rust potentially. These two colors are creating the rusted orange look. I'm kind of digging the rusted orange look. I gotta go all the way back to it. Let's grab a couple of these. All right. Refresh the menu there. Gotta infuse this hat. All right, we're all set. As long as everything's above 230, 1230, but you just drop the 1. The 1 doesn't even matter at all. So the raid requires you to be 230 maximum, and we're 248 right now, just because these two aren't max infused, but whatever. All right, let's figure out what matches the chest piece the best. Yeah, the cartographer set's pretty good. I haven't purchased the current armor set in the Eververse store yet, however. I have to give that a look. Let's go look at it, actually. Nope, not go downstairs. Don't know why I'm running over to this, but actually, you know what? I'm not running over there because I do not want her to keep talking to me. We're just going to look at it through the menu. Yeah, so this is the Forbidden Visage. I'm not a huge fan of the hat. It's weird. I like the multi-split robes, kind of fun. That's okay. I think the bond, the gauntlet gloves, and the boots are the best parts. The boots are just like these armored sabatons or whatever. I mean, we're gonna buy it. The thing is, it would take multiple weeks for it to come all out at the store. So, you know what? I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I pinged Discord and no one's responded to me yet. Let me, hold on a second. Let me purchase this ornament. What the heck? That's a black screen. My bad. Let's grab this ornamentation real quick. Un momento, por favor. As long as the Steam store wants to cooperate. Since you have to do multiple steps to make this work. You gotta add to the Steam wallet, then you gotta go back to your transaction, then you gotta authorize your transaction, then you confirm the transaction, and then you close the Steam store. And did it work? It did. Woohoo! All right. I'll probably spend the bright dust on the other armor sets. For the other classes, I don't really care for the Lunafaction ornament. It's just, I don't know. It's just more slippers. I own all the other ones. What do I not own from the Intrepid bundle? The hat. Oh, the really awful hat. The safari hat from this set. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Gotta open it up first. Is it Mad Mossy? Hello. I haven't stopped doing WoW content. It's just that covering stuff in the beta leading up to launch is very difficult, considering how many times Blizzard was wiping characters from the beta servers, how many times things were inconsistent with updates coming out. When I started doing Shadow Priest after the huge rework, and I thought that that was like the big brushstroke. The next like 2 or 3 Thursdays in a row, there was more updates and talent shifts around. So with everything else going on, decided to not overly invest time in it this time around, which is a good thing for us. Don't get me wrong. It's actually a very good thing with the amount of iteration that was happening on the beta realms for the characters we play. But it made it very hard to keep up with trying to make content for them. All right, these are the new gloves, right? Just that armored, clean armored look. I don't want all the bony nonsense. And I want to use the armored boots. Because again, I like the boots a lot. These right here. Yeah. That armored, like, whole calf, kneecap really matches the... I mean, we're going to reshade this whole thing here in a moment. But that matches really well, I think. Let's double check the bond. I might just put on that because it looks awesome. It's the black armory. Something to do with the phoenix. I don't know. It's a bird. It's a bird. Gotta find a pair of gloves now. No sequins. No weird fluffy thing. We might be going with something really simple. But the bird motif, that sort of pseudo armored. I wear these gloves all the time. I feel like they're just the right amount of sort of armored look without anything ridiculous all over the place. Which I think that's going to be the winner right now. Going back to the gloves of the Cormorant Blade. And what hat? What hat goes with this? Let's look at the... Yeah, that's a weird hat. I kind of would like it a little better if it didn't have the frill fringe around the outside. And it was a little more streamlined, but meh. So what helmet really goes well with this build? You can always go with the big flourishy one, the Northlight Crown. It's a good one. I think the cartographer one actually matches it pretty well. Just because it has the all the ridges, like the ridges in the Phoenix stuff. So really it comes down to this big old thing which clips in the collar. I don't know what the cartographer. And we're going with the ruined wreath. Ruin wreath. Just a bit of that greens and orange. I don't know where that comes from. I want some a little bit of pop. I'm assuming this only does the bond itself, not the actual. Oh, it does actually affect the color of the glow. Okay. Yeah, I wanted something that had some pop to it. Not too bad. Glove sort of armoring matches the helmet, matches the boots a little bit. Doesn't have the same texture pattern on it, but let's double check to make sure we're on the right bond here, just because the black armory symbol, where neat, doesn't really match. That's simple enough. Does match. Doesn't really stand out on the arm very much. Kind of blends in. Could always go with the seasonal bond. There's a little bit of twinge that the color that you see flaring through there is determined by your subclass. So right now I'm solar, so all the little solar energy is peering out through it. You might do that. Kind of matches the Phoenix. That frill, a little light shining over there. Got with the ornamented Wither Horde. And we gotta, of course, sync up our guns. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that because I don't know why, but the rusty look of this does not work well on that shader, so that looks awful. I don't know what just happened there, but this texture work on this gun to make it look all rusted is a little bit rough. How does it look on the actual? Now, see, that looks fine. It looks fine on the LMG, but it looks really busted. Just super busted on the Ikalos SMG. What the heck? Ugh. Looks just like dirty, and I'm not going for a dirty look. Just that rusted orange, a little bit of green. I think that's so. Let's build one. Build one, and let's test it out real quick. Let's head to a sector which is lost, and we'll do a moon lost sector maybe. How about the one in the little mechanic going on here? Let's go to the Saros Harbor one. Yeah, Mad Mosey. I mean, I'll be streaming the launch. Yep. That gun's prettier than a pair of new shoe tires. Snow tires. My brain saw the ad and made it was an H. A H. Sorry, where's Ben? It's a H. The good old H. All right. Let's head over here. We need to spend a bunch of glimmer, so we'll just grab this real quick. And a little bit of this. All right, so take this into the lost sector with us. Oh, the sparrow's currently bugged and is very fast. Ooh. And hoo-yah! And down we go. All right, so we'll just go bloop. So there's the Warmind cell. So everything that is glowing orange. Let's see if I can pull these mobs closer to me. Rude! The glowing orange stuff is debuffed. That's the radius of that disruption explosion. Like I get disrupted, see? Another Warmind cellar right there. Bloop. Blinds them, disrupts them. There's a bit of a cooldown to it. Things will wander out of it, essentially. If you blow it up, however, it blows up and just does the flat solar explosion damage on a pretty wide area. It's not a actual Warmind cell that is made to blow up. Those are a different layout. The Warmind cell here. Nothing's in range of it, of course, though. But, you know, push it and then blow it up. Or not blow it up. See ya. Oh, healing grenade out there. Get rid of the Shrieker. Threat detector coming in clutch. The Warmind still go. Oh, there it is. Hello. That guy is debuffed to do less damage to me and take more damage from me. You saw the yellow number there? Yellow numbers mean something is vulnerable. It took a crit, essentially, what it was. So this is the like very pure defensive style. I already have my super up. Again, I wanted to know if Berserker worked with this build, so I wonder if I should try that real quick. Big AoE stun on all those guys, and again, and then blow it up. And they're all very, very exploded. These guys were out of line of sight, so they didn't explode. But that's the plan with this build, is just to spawn Warmind cells. It's every so many mobs. And the higher the rarity, or the tier of enemy, rather, I should say, the more points you sort of score towards spawning one. Big CC, and then blow it up. So it's a little offensive, but you can make the Warmind cells blow up for hilariously more damage. You can make them explode, have a solar dot, deal additional explosion damage, little AoE disorient there. I don't know how out of primary ammo. Can I Wither Horde them? Not realistically. Big bada boom. But we also need to see... Oh, it actually blew up the crystal. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Nothing's really in range. See, I can't pick these up in this build. They are sort of where they lie. So one drawback to trying to do all the debuffs. Well, I guess the 3 debuffs out of the ones you can do. Got it. So now when a boss is stationary, this guy kind of will be. This is where the wonder about changing out a mod to be able to throw the Warmind cell comes into play. Should spawn one on this kill though. There it is. He's in range, of course. He's going to do a whole lot less damage to me. I cannot suppress boss mobs, so he won't actually get stunned. But he will get angry at me. He'll stop shooting momentarily. Hey, it's very rude of you. And he'll take a big chunk of damage from it. Well, let's see if I spawn another one real quick. Heck. The Warmind cell there. Also, my SMG is demolitionist, so getting kills with this weapon gives me my grenade energy back. So let's see what kind of damage we're seeing here. So 2,500 on crits. Go in here to our well. Get an additional damage buff versus face. We're at 3,200. Blow that up. Drops down to 2,800 if we're out of the well. 2,200. So both of those damage buffs do stack. Both the well damage buff and the Warmind. Which is pretty wild. Stun everything for a moment. The CC value of this is just silly. Just silly. I'm not even at a loss for damage. Like, this is like the big ad killer. And I got the small ad killer. And then for boss damage, it'll be a little low. Because all I'd basically be doing is just hitting him with Wither Horde. I'd probably just be either spamming Wither Horde or just Wither Horde swap. And then Wither Horde swap. Whenever you hear the reload animation, go back to Wither Horde and keep shooting them. Right? Keep the dot rolling. Wither Horde auto reloads itself. Hi, kitty. Hello there. Hello, hello, hello. So that is the fully defensive Warmind build. Now, I need to refresh my memory on... Yeah, there's a couple of things here that you look at. Because you want a little bit of arc. So collecting or destroying a Warmind cell will create a concussive blast that pushes enemies away. So if you make a damage-oriented Warmind cell, you'd run something like Chosen of the Warmind. So that when you blow them up, they explode and actually knock things away. Then you would do Burning Cells, which creates a burst of solar energy that causes enemies to burn for several seconds. This is an after burn that burns the targets after the initial explosion. You can then also run Rage of the Warmind, which adds additional solar damage to the explosions of the Warmind cell you destroy. So you can make them blow up for more damage, leave a dot, blow up and knock enemies away to essentially crowd control them to some degree. And you can go with Chosen of the Warmind, which is a potential if you want the extra CC. You're going to obviously run Global Reach to make them affect targets at greater distances. You can make them last a little longer so you can time them and blow them up maybe in quick succession if you want to do that. But primarily you're going to want to spawn them and almost immediately blow them up. So the arc ones are kind of all utility kind of based. The modular lightning one is interesting because you can pick up Warmind cells, allowing them to chain lightning things around you, and then you throw it at something else to make them blow up. There's something there, but usually the DPS options for Warmind cells would be a solar based build with Rage of the Warmind and Wrath of Rasputin and Burning Cells, all really key to making this work. Solar splash damage you can put in your build to make you have a better chance of spawning them, putting the dot on them, making them explode for more, making them explode for further. And then you can do, this one allows you to generate orbs of power with your Warmind cells, which is helpful for your group. You can also make it so that they heal if you're near them. But for the most part, what you might just do with even that build is that you just put Power of Rasputin out, so you gain some bonus weapon damage while the Warmind cell is active to things nearby. That could be the play. So could be the play, or you just put suppression on, so when you go to shoot the Warmind cell to blow it up, it will suppress things and then explode. So one of the two works there, or again, if you want to throw them, a couple of different ways you can make that build happen. So yeah, this is the defensive build for the Warmind cell build. Oh yeah, what were the lost sectors today that I gotta look at? I think I gotta try to farm the Helm tonight. I won't have time tomorrow. Oh, the Helm is in the freaking bunker E15 on the 280. I'm not too far off the power for that. What is my max power level right now, actually? Let me... Where is my dim and what's my max power? A 65, 265, so 15 under. 15 under if I'm fully okay. Okay. So I would be doing it at 15 under power, but it's common drop. I have to go scope out that lost sector because it's the Vex one with the angry guy at the end. The Fallen in the start, so arc shields. Arc shields on Vex. Anti-barrier, unstoppable. Right? Because I wanted to make my offensive Warmind build with the solar hat. Master modifiers, also attrition in there. Ew, gross. I might actually just run well in this lost sector. So I can heal myself. And barrier overload. Vex modifier shocker, so they leave pools of electricity on the ground. Memory of a frozen conundrum. I actually forgot what that does. It's another one too, wasn't it? Yeah. I forgot what that did. Forlorn miasma is the void burn. I'll have to give that some thought, because there's two different ways to run that build that I was thinking of. So that's the Phoenix dive. Well, I guess it's more about the Fated to the Flame bottom tree Dawnblade for full-on DPS, which is you make the build so that Error made a video about this, where you can basically get your, what do you have to run to make that build work? Because that would be a more you need to run energy converter, and you want to run, what's the mod that does the 2 extra stacks? Let's get off the moon here, because this is spoopy music. The music is spoopy. Was it an arc mod? It is not an arc mod. It would be solar. Yeah, so this is one additional charge with light. You got to run supercharged. So you got 4 stacks of charge with light. So I don't think you can use any more than that. So here's one mod to use. And what's the other one you run? I have to watch the video again. Solar mod. I don't think it's void. Oh, it is void. My energy converter. That's 2 of the mods. You want to run protective light. That's 3. Maybe stacks on stacks for 4. And then I guess you run charge harvester as well for 5. That way, any kills or assists you get accumulate a chance to give you a charge with light charge. You can hold to 4. Whenever you gain 1, you'll gain 2 instead. And of course, that'll be helpful for having stacks for protective light, which is the damage resistance. Or after you ult with the new Dawn Chorus hat, exotics, helmets, Warlock, Dawn Chorus, the weird bee hat or whatever the heck thing is. Looks like an incense burner. Oh wow, really it's just like one shade. Oh boy. It's all one texture. Wow. Not even like the fringes or anything. Nope, nothing. Doesn't look too bad. So then you would ult. You would actually just huge blast. Pew 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 pew. Throwing swords. And then right when your ult ends, you would throw your grenade and you would immediately recharge 40% of your super. Only need 60% to get back and to do it all over again. Unless, of course, during that short period of time you proc protective light and all your charges of charge with light, which, you know, could happen. Could totally happen. Just trying to clear out these notifications of armor sets. What else is flashing? The game wants to let you know that you got loot, basically. You're a bit sad about the shadow rework because of one reason. It's because now all three flavor of the month players go shadow, and Blizzard will 99% bring the ban hammer down. You mean the ban hammer? You mean the nerf bat? I think you might mean the nerf bat. Yeah, Shadow Priest does look strong with the new rework. And they'll probably remain strong until something breaks them. That is a very real possibility. A very, very real possibility. But what are you gonna do about it? I mean, that's just what's gonna happen, I guess. Do I have all the playlist mods now? I think I do. I do. I got all the playlist mods. Very good. Very good. Yeah, the nerf bat. I don't know. The Warlock will 100% still be unnerfed. Oh, gosh. First off, pardon me. Second off, maybe. But at the same time, who knows, really? Who knows? The nose knows. But I'm not sure, really, how it's going to play out. Let me see. I'm just going to go scope out this lost sector real quick. I don't have a lot of time. Roommate and I have planned a bit of an evening with a new Vidya game for a few hours, most likely, and then I'll come back on here and try to get this lost sector sorted. 15 under. I gotta look and see what kind of build I can put together for this specifically, because it'll have to be a more traditional charge with light, protective light sort of situation. I'll probably just run solar for it. I don't know if there's any solar shields in this lost sector. I'm just gonna go zone into it real quick and make sure I might peek Esoteric's got a video on this one, I'm sure. I don't know if he did it on the 280 version yet. There's a light on the back of my head with this helmet. You see that? What the heck? Really? Yeah, I guess there's like a... Yeah, there's an actual light on the back of my head. That green light. Huh, okay. Yeah, the Dawn Chorus hat, I would like to make a build that is very offensive solar. Well, that's an awkward miss. Oh, didn't get the final blow with weapons, so didn't get a Warmind still for this guy. Thank you for the glimmer and the blue. It's okay. Infusion fodder. Let's go check this lost sector real quick. What chest is this? This is the one that kills you? Nope. Oh my gosh. My Wither Horde shots. Why are they so bad? Why, Fourth, are they so bad? Did you see that post on Twitter, Rose, that showing the last 4 years of actual data about where characters have been in World of Warcraft and how balancing has been? So, Teddy. I'm only on for a little bit longer, sir. Actually, another 10 minutes or so. Bit of a short, just talking through my thoughts on making a build for tomorrow. Because tomorrow's going to be a long day. It was posted in Discord. Rose, I don't know if you're in the Discord right now. Yeah, let me just zone in here real quick and just refresh my memory. Because this is going to be a spicy one. I got to read the modifiers real quick too. Well, I'll be live for it and I'll clip all the bosses. So all the bosses will have little individual video chunks if you want to watch them. But then after that, once work stuff is sorted, then we can see about getting you in for a run. All right, so yeah, goblins spawn arc pools, champions Vex, but it's not only Vex champions though. Barrier and overload champions. Yep, attrition. That's probably why I want to run solar for this, and I can use solar grenades to overload. So champion mob, there's more champions, locked loadout, match game, extra shield. It's in the other version too. Frozen conundrum is incoming arc and aerial damage, so things that fly and that do arc. Yeah, void damage dealt and received is 50% stronger. So probably still gonna run the same weapon loadout, which was Telesto sword and what was I running for anti-barrier? Oh, the SMG, and of course limited revives. But this opening spawn is still, yeah, it's still freaking this little room of fallen here with the overload captain. Okay, so I think I just run this as solar. Honestly, run this as well. I may even try running it as this build, but I gotta turn the weapons up. The weapons are not currently set up for this at all. Contacting Destiny 2 servers. You did manage to get Sunday and next Friday off for a long weekend. Oh, very good, very good. I may honestly try this build in here just to give myself a challenge against harder opponents. With I gotta do a little different weaponry though. I don't think I actually can run this build. I need to run void weapons for the burn, so maybe not. But I will try this off stream. I'll be hanging out on Discord when I try it, but I want to give that a go. But alrighty. This was a little bit shorter stream while I sort of talked through my prep for tomorrow and just let everyone know that we'll be live tomorrow just before 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if I'll stream the entire thing. I kind of think I will because I want to have it available as a VoD that I can just cut the boss pieces out of. So As long as I can find the boss chunks in the footage, I think that'll be fine. I know you did, Ben, but where's Jay? And Bob went offline, and Freshka's not even here yet. So, but tomorrow will be a big day. Did you help Jay get stuff sorted today, Ben? Like, what's his situation? What's the situation? I guess we can talk about that later. But while this Ethers resupply comes in, oh, I have the new emote on? There it is. Insect-like chattering, by the way. All right, yeah. I'll be back here tomorrow for a long one. Quite a stream. It's not going to be 24 hours because I don't believe that 24 hours and staying up and trying to do it in one fell swoop like that is healthy or good. So we'll take a break. We'll take a break somewhere in the middle there, depending on if we get it done the first chunk or not. And otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow for the launch of the new raid. The Deep Stone Crypts. Below, I guess, Braytech, where they did a lot of interestingly weird Vex darknessy. I'm getting shot. Knock it off. Eat solar grenade. Yeah, good. Just stand in it. Why would you do that? Why would you just stand in it? What are you doing? Crazy bug people, you. Just absolutely ridiculous. All right. So anyway, I will see you all back here tomorrow, right before 1 p.m. Eastern. Jump right into the new raid.